What's up, y'all? It's Trumpet here again. We're back with another video. You saw the thumbnail, read the title, and know what you're in for, so let's get right into this. I made a sample yesterday and I really liked it, so I thought it would be a cool breakdown for this channel, so let's get right into it. I started the sample with the piano. And the way that I played this, if y'all watch my cookup videos, you know that the first thing that I do is sit at the keyboard and try to come up with some idea of something. Doing that, I ended up playing this chord here. I didn't play with that strumming pattern, I just played the chords. And then I came up with this pattern. After I did that, I did the most lazy thing that you can do. I just copy it over and then put it down 5 semitones. So this is such an easy, simple progression. It works every single time when you're dealing with minor chords, and I thought it sounded cool. It has this eerie, like dark vibe to it. So this is what I did, and now we have this chord progression. A D minor going to a minor. After I had that, I just copied this over and did these little embellishments here just so we have a little bit more movement and some variation on our sample. And this piano sound, I know people are gonna ask, it's just the SRX keyboard. This is the default patch. This is when you open SRX keyboard, this is the piano that it opens with. And in terms of the mixing, just a fruity compressor and that's it. Nothing more, no Valhalla vintage verb, no delay, no nothing. Recently I've been using less plugins and more stock plugins. I'm trying to, follow the motto, like if it sounds good, it sounds good. So this piano sounded good for me, so I didn't add anything else. After I had that piano, I knew I wanted to go for that 1930s like detective neo-soul kind of vibe, like this sounds like a detective TV show, like soundtrack, something like that. So for me to get closer to that, I opened Contacts and I went into the Muse Trumpet. There's this bank called Session Horns Pro. It's a pretty popular bank, and I love this for saxophones and horn sounds. And the Muse Trumpet, I just laid down a really simple line. This is how it sounds. Let me play with the piano. Really simple line. Again, it's that same 5 semitone movement. It's really simple. The trick here is when you're using contact banks, a lot of them have these key switches, and I use it here. The default one is the vibrato, which is the one that is used the most on this line. But down here you can see that I have this F, which is activating this growl sound here. Vibrato, and then it switches to growl. So on this passing note, we have this, and then right before the next note, it goes back. Oops, it goes back to vibrato, right? So when you're dealing with contact banks, it's always cool to use key switches so you can have a more natural playing of your instrument. After the trumpet, I knew I had to add a string, and I thought of doing the violins that I always do, but since I was already using an SRX keyboard, I might as well try out SRX strings, and this is our string sounds. The thing I like about SRX strings is that the strings don't sound human. They sound like samples because they are sample strings. They have like this otherworldly kind of feel, like almost like lo-fi. So this is what we have here. The same thing with like the key switches on contacts. Usually on string sounds, you have a dynamic knob that you can, mess around to turn up and down the volume of the strings and the way of playing of the strings. On this plugin, we don't have that. So what I did, I just used the Fruity balance, and I did this on Patcher. I could have just done it here on the mixer track. I don't know, I did it on Patcher. Then I automated the volume of the Fruity balance. So this is the automation that we have here. So our strings, they sound more dynamic, more alive, even though they are still like simple strings and they have that lo-fi quality to them. With the piano and the trumpet, this is how it sounds. I just wanted to top it off with a simple flute sound, a flute line, and this is what I did here using this Crystal Flute by Ambertone. I could have added a ton of horns, a ton of strings, but I wanted to keep the actual melodies and the mood and the tempo of the sample, more simple. It's mostly the piano which is giving the movement of the sample and the sense of progression and melodies going up and down, right? After that, I added a couple textures. Again, nothing on the mixer for these, just some simple textures to go on top of this. And then I picked up my guitar and played these lines here. Then I played this. This is actually how I played it. And then I brought it up an octave here. Same thing with this guitar, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is how I played it. But that mid-range sound was already occupied by the trumpet and the piano and everything, so I just brought it up an octave. These guitars, I'm not really confident on them. I think they're a little too much maybe, but I tried to compensate that with the effects. This is where I have most of my effects on the first guitar. I just have this EQ, just bringing up the volume literally, and then RC20, Fruity Delay 3, again another stock plugin, and then Valhalla Vintage Verb. And I think I copied these for the other ones, yeah, RC20 and then Fruity Delay 3. And when I was finishing it up, I didn't have the bass, and I thought of not having a bass, but just to close it all out, I just pulled up Trillion. I already knew the type of bass that I wanted, an acoustic bass. I went into this on this Trillion warm preset. It was such a simple bass line. I just quickly played this. As you can see, it's not quantized. I like to play on my keyboard, so we have more natural humanized sounds. I didn't mess with any of this. I just played it and left it how it, how it is. And this is our entire sample here. And if you want to flip samples like these, check out outofideas.co. All my packs are available there, especially Allure, which is my latest release. There's 24 samples on it. I would highly suggest for you to pick that up. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.